Let's dive right into the movie because I saw it today. Actually, I really enjoyed it, and I did some research. Is it true that the cast, like the people, the village people, are really from that area?
All the people are from this area, and for me, this was quite important. Also, to work with them because I think you can feel it, you can read it in their bodies, in their faces, that these are people who live there and who work there, and they have like a close relationship to nature because they are like exposed to nature in a certain way.
So you went to look out for them in nature. What were you doing there? Why did you want to make a film in that setting, in nature?
Yeah, I think the place we grew up and we live and we work has a great impact on us. You know, how we deal in life with certain situations, also in difficult situations. It influences us when we grew up in mountains, in a nature which is really like you can feel that you cannot control it in a sense. So it gives you this special mindset that not everything is controllable, and I think this had also a great impact on the story I tell in A Piece of Sky.
So you grew up in the mountains?
Not really, more or less. I grew up in a city in Switzerland, but I went often into the mountains. I do a lot of hiking and climbing, and I feel really close to places like where I tell the story, and I spend a lot of time there. And in a way, you can also say that this mountain. I try to translate in a movie this mountain experience onto the screen, actually.
And what's the mountain experience according to you?
It's in a way like slow down, and
but in a good way?
Yes, I mean it's just like coming to yourself in a way, and it can force like some intense moments in you, and you are confronted, I think, more with yourself than you are in an environment which has so many inputs and big impact on you. So it's just to have like this I would say this inner calmness in a way, to reflect on some questions, and also to be aware that maybe if you look at yourself in this environment in the mountains, you are aware of that you are you playing maybe a small role in this in the big whole thing. So it's good to realize this from time to time.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the area, like the mountains, the nature, it's all very panoramic, very picturesque, beautiful, and still you chose to film really like in a small frame rate, like 16:4, is it? Why did you choose to do that?
Yes, it would be really easy to impress in a way, like with big panoramic pictures. This mountain landscape is so strong. But it's also a little bit dangerous because I think you lose like the concentration to the characters in the film, and what interests me most is actually really the people who are living there and in the mountains, and this story which I tell of this young woman who is confronted with this kind of man and his tumor, his disease. So, this format gives us like a way to really concentrate on the faces. It's more a portrait of a little village community, and also a portrait of a couple and of this young woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you say it's about really intense emotions. It's an intense story. It's a story about love. But is it a love story between Anna and Marco?
Let's say it like this: it's like a film of a young woman who does really a journey, and this journey is, to a certain way, also a journey to her inner love, I would say, as to a human being. And it doesn't matter if Marco is her husband or not. It's just like, in the end, she is like, she has this inner strength, and she loves, like, just maybe, let's say, she can also love herself in a way, and that's what it's about. Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe the takeaway I got when the film ended. I mean, I won't put it in the interview, but you have this giant rock. It starts with this giant rock and it ends with it, and like we have this whole journey, a lot of things have happened, intense emotions, intense story. Like Marco isn't the same person as he was before, but the rock is still standing there, and she's still there. Can you tell me some more about that?
Yeah, true. I think, it's like it's a little bit like the seasons. You have this cycle of nature, and the seasons are passing and coming again, and life goes on in a way. Although Marco passes away, and I think this is also about about to be aware that the cycle of nature is still going on, and you are like. For a while you are playing a part in it, but then you're gonna leave, and life is goes on.
Mm-hmm. It's really nuchter. It's a really farmer's way of thinking, like a really village kind of way of thinking. Like, oh, don't be so sentimental, don't be so emotional about life. Just life goes on. You go to work, you go to sleep, you go eat, and that's it. That's maybe also the way, like, the people of the village you went to watch live? Or
yeah, I mean, for me, it's what I experienced a little bit is that, as I said, people living in the mountains, people who grow up in the mountains, they are aware that nature is stronger than they are, and also that, like, if you compare yourself to the age of a mountain, for example, it's really like you have small time. I mean, it's just like a little period of time you are there, and you live your life, and I would say it's also nice to have this. It's like this inner calmness comes a little bit. I hope it speaks to you when you watch the film that you cannot. You are just like a little part of this whole cycle, I think.
Yeah, well, the world's really big, eh? Like in Korea, in retrospect to us. Back to Anna and Marco for a bit. I had it difficult, not in a bad way, but like I saw Anna and Marco loving each other and being a couple, but they were also intimate with each other. But they feel so detached and far away. And I was wondering, like, did they also just accidentally stumbled to each other like rocks in the mountains?
Yeah, I mean, in these little villages, it's not easy to find someone actually, because a lot of young people they're going away. They don't want to stay in a little village. They go to the bigger villages or to the city. So if you meet someone who is a match, let's say it's really nice, and it's just like they don't express themselves like in a really big emotional way. It's just that they are, I think they are like, yeah, they feel close, and they just are. Yeah, that's for them. That's nice, and also the mountain people are not people who speak much. You know, it's really like. Quiet partnership in a way, but like I think they are connected in a deep way, let's say, but not in a talkative way.
They have this mutual understanding, like, okay, I know what you feel, but we don't talk about it. There is very little of talk, and also there's very little talking, but also very little music in the film, except for only the chanting in between. So why did you choose for that?
You know, the choir, especially the choir you can see in the film, is something which I thought it would be nice to have the choir there, because there's already like this connection to the Greek tragedy. If you think of the topic, you know, or like the dramaturgy, you have this kind of disease, like the couple, which puts the couple to a test, and so there is already like this connection to the Greek tragedy, where faith is put you to a test, your faith, and I think I then wanted to underline a little bit this connection, and you know, in the Greek tragedy you have always this choir who is introducing or commenting on some episodes of a story, and in each little mountain village you also discover this choir or like music groups, and so I thought it would be nice to place a little village choir, mountain village choir from time to time into the story, in order to comment on what's going on, and also give you like a moment of a little break, that you can have one step behind and just think and
Stop for breath. So,
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yes, yeah. For me, yeah, that worked. It was really like, it felt like different chapters.
Yes.
Of the film. Yeah. Yes, and you already talked about Marco having a brain tumor, and this being very tragic. Yet the film deals with it very soberly. Maybe this is a personal take, but I felt like. Especially in the beginning of the film, you have these shots of animals and of Marco from side to side. Like, does the film see Marco a bit as an animal, and is that necessarily a bad thing? It's just an observation I had, and I don't know if it's something you had like intentionally done, or... I mean, Marco is really an outsider in the village, so maybe he's also not really treated as a full villager?
Yeah, no, I think for me it's a little bit just to show also how important animals are in these little villages, because, you know, they are mostly farmers, so they are really working with their animals. They make their living out of agriculture. So I wanted to show like the daily life, and this is really connected to to the work with animals, and it's nice to observe that they are really like it's you can say it's something like animals are belonging to the family, to them. It's like a not the it belongs also to a mountain family, that the animals, and I wanted to observe how they treat them, because I think still they are working with animals, not they like if an animal cannot is ill or is not giving like birth to another little cow, then they have to give it away. And I think it's I just wanted to observe whether there is like whether the villagers do it in the same way with Marco or not. I think Anna not. Anna, you can say clearly that she is really like trying to stick to him till the end. But yeah, so for me it's an interesting relationship to observe how they deal with their animals.
So animal is not really necessarily a degrading term. It's just also part of the family, but different.
Yeah, different, because if you cannot use them anymore, they are not. It's not worth to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a difference, but still they feel really close to them.
Yes, you also play with traditional life and modern life in the film. Why did you make those two clash or work together in the film?
Yeah, I think you can. I wanted to tell the story now in our modern times, let's say, but still, it's like also a traditional way they work and they live. So I think that was important for me. And I think it's also interesting because you can discover a lot of also funny things up in the mountains. It's not only this, let's say, romanticized picture we have in mind when we are thinking of the Swiss mountains. You can also discover like funny and colorful things up there. And I wanted to include this into this quite melodramatic film,
Yeah, because I'm thinking about the wedding now. It's a really traditional wedding in a small church, and like the music is really heavy, like traditional music. And then you go to the party, and it's a dance party. Like we're not in the mountains, like some other party. Yeah.
Yeah,
and Anna also goes to the gym. Like
yes, I mean, they still. Yeah, it's different up there. People live like a slightly different life, but in our times, so the influence of music and of sports or like all these things you can experience there.
Mm-hmm, yes. And can those two worlds exist together?
I think yes. They are like it's coming out of these two worlds. Something new is built.
Yeah. Maybe it's something dying quite literally, because when you go see the village people, the people in the village, most of them are really just old men. Like Anna and Marco are really the exception of a young couple out there. So it's quite interesting to see like the traditional lifestyle in modern days. So interesting clash. Yes. I already asked this one about the giant boulder, but once again, why did you choose to open with this giant boulder, this giant stone? Is it just a strong take on? Is it a strong frame, or did you see it when you went there into the mountains and thought, yes, that's the picture I want to have in my film?
Yeah, no, it's like, it's a little bit that nature plays such an important role in the film, so it could be seen also like a portrait of nature. Like it's just like this stone represents in a way this environment there. And I wanted to start with like my main characters in the film, and this is like the stone is somehow represents nature. Then we come to Marco. We see like Marco, the main protagonist, and then we see Anna. and we all see framed them like really like a portrait. So they are introduced to you, and so that's one aspect. And the other one is, I think, that there's also something you can also read this stone as something which is like which witness what's going on, which is a witness of this story, and which in the end is still there, maybe another combination, but it's gonna last, and we are passing away, and the stones, I think they will be there forever.
And is that at the same time it's a peaceful thought to have that in mind, and at the same time so hard to grasp, like, oh damn, time's passing by and the stone's still standing. So to you personally, is that a hopeful thought or an uncomfortable thought to you?
I must say, for me, it's quite, in a way, comfortable, because I know that you cannot, you play a little role in this whole big whole, and so it's also gives me some calmness about it. You cannot control everything. You just like use your time you have, and live your life as intense as you can do it, and are aware that we are something which is connected to a whole cycle.
Yeah, that's just such a beautiful note to end on. Thank you so much, Michael Koch, director of Drii Winter. Thank you for this conversation, and enjoy this night. Enjoy the screening of your own film and the talk. And I hope to see you in Gent and maybe in the cinemas. Which one are you picking out? Which film are you gonna watch this festival?
Thank you. And I think I'm gonna watch Pacification tomorrow. So I'm excited.
Yes. We'll see you there.
Thank you.